The gentleman that represented the Trail Blazers on the dais and had an opportunity to take in the entire process is with us right now, the reigning NBA Rookie of the Year, Damian Lillard. Dame, tell us what it was like. I'm sure you knew that you were going to have this opportunity today, but maybe didn't know what it was all going to be about before you got to New Jersey. Tell us from the start of the day to getting the actual draft pick announced, what it was like for you and what all it entailed.
Earlier today, I got a chance to get down to Times Square and meet some fans, take some autographs, some pictures, and just enjoy myself down there. And then I came up, got ready for the draft lottery, and I was just honored to be able to represent our team, be up there, and hopefully bring some good luck, which I didn't bring much. But we got a pick, which is most important, and I'm excited to see what we do with it.
Now, Dame, you're sitting there and you see all these people around you, and how does it feel to now feel like, be in a position to be the face of a franchise? Because, millions of people, not just the millions of people who watch the Blazers, but NBA fans now had a chance to really get to see your name, your face. Did you feel any pressure? Did you feel like you had to dress a particular way, or tell us about, what you were thinking about when you decided your wardrobe for the day?
I didn't really put much thought into my wardrobe, to be honest. Anytime I'm going to be on TV, I want to look professional and look nice. So, it took the same amount of thought as any other time, but I don't really put too much thought in the whole face of the franchise thing, because I feel like it's more than just me. And it's about us. It's about our team, and I'm just happy that I could be here to represent the team.
And for those who don't understand the process, Dame, General Manager Neil O'Shea was there with you representing the Blazers, and he was in the room when the actual lottery selections were made earlier in the day, and then those gentlemen in that particular room not allowed. I think they have their cell phones and pagers taken away. They aren't allowed to have any communication with anybody outside the room to let them know how things played out. What was the last communication or last involvement you had with Neil before he went into that room to have the actual lottery take place?
We parted ways when he walked into that room. When he went into the room, I went up, and I went upstairs, and that was the last time we spoke.
Have you seen him since the lottery has ended?
I haven't. I looked for him a little bit, but I walked out and I didn't find him.
Now, I saw that Bradley Beal was there as well. Both you guys are rookies this season. When you're thinking about and looking around, you're seeing guys like that. I saw that you and Kevin Love had a bit of an exchange. Do you guys? What are you talking about? Are you wishing them luck? Are you really thinking that I hope that your pick falls to like 17 so we can move up in the draft, or what was going on in your head?
Most of the time I was just telling them I'm here to get the number one pick, just messing around, giving them a hard time. A couple of them gave me a hard time about being Rookie of the Year and calling me the big shot and all that stuff, and I did the same thing to them. But it was more like that than anything else.
Last year, Dame, when the draft was coming up, everybody knew that you had done some investigating and that you actually talked to the Blazers about the fact that if you were selected where you were picked at number 6, that you had suggested that a guy like Myers Leonard would be a perfect complement at number 11. Have you done any studying yet of this particular draft as to some prospects you might like the Blazers to consider, or were you waiting to see exactly where the team was going to pick?
I threw out a comment. Not that they've asked. I've made comments about what I like. I really like C.J. McCollum, who's also similar to me. As he's a 4-year player, a 4-year college athlete. Graduated from school. He's about 6'3.5". He can score the ball. He can also make plays. And, I think somebody like him off the bench would really help our team because he can, back me up as a point guard. He can come off and score. He can play off the ball. So I think somebody like him would be really good for us. I also like Ben McLemore. And I also like Nerlens Noel also because he's a paint protector, shot blocker, rebounder, and he's athletic. So, I like a few guys in this draft.
Now, I know you're planned on being around Portland a lot this summer. Are you going to be around for any of the individual workouts as guys come through the gym to try to take a look at them, get a better feel for the types of personalities you're going to be dealing with?
Yeah, at the end of this month, I'm going on a little trip for the NBA. when I get back, I definitely plan on sitting in and watching a lot of those workouts.
Now, has your general manager given you any kind of hint as to the likelihood of the Blazers keeping this number 10 pick? Or I know he's looking to be very active in terms of talking to teams and maybe making a deal or two, and he has also said the draft day could be an active day for the Blazers and doing maybe more than making a pick. Has he given you any hint as to whether or not there's a chance that the Blazers could trade the pick when all is said and done?
No, I mean, he hasn't mentioned it to me. I let him do his job. I don't try to butt in on any of those things. I do my job. I'll talk basketball with you all day, but when it comes to that stuff, I'm not even close to the general manager, so I leave that to him.
All right, let's talk a little bit of basketball. Now we're into the Western Conference Finals, Dame. I watched, and I was kind of shocked at the way Memphis folded to the San Antonio Spurs. You had a chance to see both of those teams play against those two teams. Were you as shocked as I was, or were you expecting it?
I wasn't shocked because I didn't really think they folded. I thought, I think they both came out of tough series. They got the best of Oklahoma City, but Oklahoma City didn't lay down. So I think Oklahoma City kind of took a lot out of them because they had to really fight for every game they won. And the Spurs, they had to fight also, but they had a few games where they kind of just, they kind of wore the Warriors out a little bit. And I just think that, they had one of those games where it caught up to them. And I think the Spurs, they're a good team. You can't take anything away from them. So it's one of those things where they were just a better team in that game. I think Memphis was coming off a really tough series, and they got the best of them that night.
Now, what's your outlook on the Heat Pacers series? I was impressed with the way the Pacers were able to take care of business versus the Knicks.
I mean, the Pacers, they're a really good defensive team. They got a lot of length, athleticism, and then they got paint protectors. So anytime you have all those things, you're going to be a good defensive team, and they can also score the ball. They got a lot of good pieces that makes them go, and that makes them an overall solid team. But me personally, I just think Miami is, I think they're the best team in the league with those three stars they have, and I think just because of how well the rest of the players complement those three guys is why they're probably going to be the champs this year again.
You guys beat the Heat once. You were leading with 4 minutes to play at their place in the second matchup. So you guys did some things that obviously disrupted some of the things they like to do. What do you think is the best strategy for any team left in hopes of beating Miami in a 7-game series?
I think to hurt them inside. Both games that we beat them, we hurt them inside. JJ played well against them. I know LA played well against them. Especially in Miami, LA played really well. But I think that's what would be tough for Miami if they were to be up against the Grizzlies because they have Zach Randolph and Marc Gasol down there. It'll be really tough for them. So I think size is the toughest thing for Miami. But if you don't have greater size than them and they can use their athleticism and their versatility against you, then you don't have much of a chance.
Well, I know as much, Dame, as you had a good time probably with the experience today. I'm guessing you don't want to ever have to do this again, right?
Anytime you can be in New York City, for free and, get around a little bit and see some things, it's not a bad trip at all. I'd come back if they wanted me to.
Well, hopefully there won't be any draft lotteries in the Blazers' future. That we can get you back to New York for other good reasons. How about that?
Right.
Dame, thanks for the visit, and thanks again for representing the Trail Blazers in the draft lottery today, and we'll look forward to seeing you around town real soon.
All right, thanks.
The NBA's Rookie of the Year, Damian Lillard, he was on the dais today.